Your wife might be using psychological manipulation tactics so advanced, they'd make FBI interrogators jealous. And the worst part? You're probably falling for every single one without even realizing it. Right now, as you're watching this, there's a woman somewhere deleting text messages, rehearsing lies, and perfecting her innocent smile for when her husband comes home. She's not just cheating, she's orchestrating a masterpiece of deception that would put professional spies to shame. Stick with me, because what I'm about to reveal in the next few minutes could save your marriage, your sanity, and your bank account. Especially technique number 7. It's so psychologically brutal that once you see it, you'll never look at your relationship the same way again. Before we dive into these devastating tactics, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you want to protect yourself from being played. Subscribe and ring that bell, because this channel is your shield against manipulation. And drop a comment telling me what city you're watching from. I want to know how global this problem really is. Trick 1, the emotional mirror technique. She becomes your perfect emotional reflection. When you're happy, she's radiant. When you're stressed, she's concerned. When you're suspicious, she's hurt and confused. Mirror neurons in our brain create instant connection when someone reflects our emotional state. She weaponizes this biological response, using your own empathy against you. While you're feeling closer to her than ever, she's creating the perfect smokescreen. You trust her because she gets you, never realizing she's studying you like a psychological case study. You become emotionally dependent on someone who's manipulating your very capacity for connection. But emotional mirroring is just the beginning. What she does with your schedule will make you question every spontaneous moment you've ever shared. Trick 2, the scheduled spontaneity method. Honey, let's be spontaneous today, she says, suggesting a last-minute trip, dinner, or activity that feels completely natural and unplanned. Spontaneity triggers dopamine release and creates positive memories. She hijacks this neurochemical response to program your brain with false happiness during her deception windows. Every spontaneous moment has been calculated. She knows exactly when and where she needs you distracted. Her phone buzzes with messages confirming your location, while you're lost in what feels like genuine connection. Your most cherished memories together are actually carefully constructed alibis. But if you think manufactured spontaneity is manipulative, wait until you hear how she turns your own behavior into evidence against you. Trick 3, the projection shield. You've been distant lately, she says, studying your face. Are you talking to someone else? You seem different. The accusation comes out of nowhere, leaving you scrambling to defend yourself. Projection is a defense mechanism where people attribute their own behaviors to others. She weaponizes this, creating false narratives that put you on trial for her crimes. While you're explaining why you worked late or why you didn't text back immediately, she's building a psychological fortress. Your defensive reactions become proof of your guilt in her twisted narrative. You start policing your own innocent behavior, becoming paranoid about actions that should be natural. But accusations are child's play compared to how she disappears into the digital shadows. Trick 4, the technology ghost protocol. Honey, can you help me with my phone again? I can't figure out how to change this setting. She's standing there with that helpless expression, holding her device like it's alien technology. This is the same woman who manages complex spreadsheets at work, who can navigate social media like a digital native, but somehow she's confused by basic phone functions. She's always been bad with technology, asking you to help with her phone, computer, and apps. She seems almost helplessly analog in a digital world, constantly asking for assistance with the simplest tasks. You probably feel protective, maybe even a little superior, helping your technically challenged partner navigate the modern world. What you don't realize is that you're looking at a masterclass in digital deception. Feigned incompetence creates a false sense of security. You believe someone who can't figure out basic settings couldn't possibly orchestrate complex digital deception. This is exactly what she's counting on. Here's the reality behind her confusion. She's running multiple communication channels like an intelligence operative. While you're helping her fix her notification settings, she's got encrypted messaging apps hidden in folders you'd never think to check. She's using secondary devices, burner apps that look like innocent games or productivity tools, and digital breadcrumbs that lead absolutely nowhere. Her technological helplessness is performance art. She asks you to help her with Instagram, while she's actually an expert at Snapchat, where messages disappear. She claims she doesn't understand cloud storage while maintaining separate accounts you've never heard of. She pretends to struggle with privacy settings, while her real communications happen through channels so sophisticated they'd impress intelligence professionals. The psychological brilliance is that you become part of her digital security system. Every time you help her with her phone, you're actually providing her with information about your own technical knowledge, your suspicion levels, and your comfort with digital privacy. She's learning exactly how much you know about technology and adjusting her operational security accordingly. While you're helping her fix her phone, she's 3 steps ahead in a game you don't even know you're playing. But digital deception requires allies, and she's about to turn your closest relationships into weapons. Trick 5, the social circle weaponization. Your friends and family adore her. She remembers birthdays, asks about their problems, and always seems genuinely interested in their lives. She's become the heart of your social world. Social proof is one of the most powerful psychological influences. When everyone you trust validates her character, your own instincts become unreliable. She's not building relationships, she's recruiting witnesses. Every person who likes her becomes an unwitting accomplice, ready to defend her character and question your suspicions. When you finally need support, the very people who should believe you will wonder what's wrong with you for doubting such a wonderful woman. But social manipulation requires intelligence gathering, and her next technique will reveal how she's been studying you all along. Trick 6, the intimate information extraction. Those quiet conversations in bed, the gentle questions about your day, the way she listens so intently to your stories. It all feels like pure intimacy. Oxytocin released during intimate moments creates trust and vulnerability. She weaponizes these biochemical responses, turning your most open moments into intelligence-gathering sessions. Every detail you share becomes tactical information. Your schedule, your habits, your fears, your dreams. She's mapping your entire psychological landscape while you think you're sharing your soul. The very act of being vulnerable with her becomes the source of your vulnerability to her. But information gathering is preparation for the most psychologically brutal technique of all. Trick 7, the guilt reversal engine. This is where she becomes a psychological surgeon, and your emotions are her operating table. The setup is always the same. You've finally worked up the courage to voice a concern, to ask about something that's been bothering you. Maybe it's her constant texting, her new friend from work, or those unexplained gaps in her schedule. When you finally voice a concern or suspicion, her eyes fill with tears, not angry tears, wounded ones. "I can't believe you would think that about me," she whispers, her voice breaking with what sounds like genuine pain. "After everything we've been through, after all the trust we've built, how could you not trust me? This really hurts." And just like that, you're no longer the person with legitimate concerns. You're the villain in her story. She weaponizes your conscience, transforming your legitimate concerns into moral failures on your part. Guilt reversal hijacks your emotional regulatory system, making you feel like the perpetrator when you're actually the victim. Watch how this psychological manipulation unfolds. Every question you ask becomes an attack on her character. "Why don't you trust me?" becomes her battle cry. Every concern you voice becomes evidence of your insecurity. "You're just being paranoid" becomes her defense. Every instinct you have becomes a betrayal of the relationship. "I thought we were stronger than this" becomes her weapon. She's not just defending herself. She's rewriting the rules of reality itself. In her version of events, your suspicions aren't based on her behavior. They're based on your character flaws. Your concerns aren't valid observations. They're signs of your emotional instability. Your questions aren't reasonable requests for clarity. They're attacks on the foundation of your relationship. The devastating psychological impact is immediate and lasting. You start apologizing for having feelings. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I was just wondering," becomes your standard response. You begin questioning your own sanity, wondering if maybe you are being paranoid, if maybe you are imagining things. Most destructively, you start suppressing your instincts to preserve a relationship that's already been destroyed. She's turned your conscience into a weapon against yourself. Your ability to feel guilt, which should protect others from harm, now protects her from accountability. Your empathy, which should create connection, now creates confusion. Your love, which should build trust, now builds doubt about yourself. But even guilt manipulation pales in comparison to how she weaponizes your dreams. Trick 8, the future planning illusion. Sunday morning, coffee in hand, she slides her laptop across the table to you. "We should start looking at houses in that neighborhood you love," she says, her eyes bright with excitement. The screen shows beautiful listings, each one more perfect than the last. "And I was thinking about that vacation to Italy next year. Should we start saving for it? I found this amazing villa in Tuscany." For the next hour, you're lost in dreams of your future together. You're calculating mortgage payments, imagining dinner parties in your new kitchen, picturing yourselves walking through vineyards in golden Italian light. She's taking notes, asking about your preferences, making it all feel so real, so achievable, so perfectly aligned with everything you've ever wanted. This is psychological manipulation at its most sophisticated level. Future planning activates the brain's reward centers and creates investment in relationship continuity. When we imagine positive future scenarios, our brains release dopamine and create what psychologists call affective forecasting. We literally feel good about imagined future experiences. She exploits your hope, using your dreams as psychological anchors. But here's the devastating reality behind these beautiful conversations. While she's planning a future with you, she's living a present with someone else. These conversations aren't about building a life together. They're about buying time and maintaining control. Every house you discuss together is a delay tactic. Every vacation you plan is a distraction from the vacation she's actually taking with him. The psychological genius of this technique lies in how it weaponizes your own desires against you. You want to believe in the future she's painting because it's exactly what you've always wanted. Your dreams become her raw material for deception. Your hopes become her tools for manipulation. She's not just lying about her intentions. She's hijacking your imagination. Every conversation about someday becomes a chain that binds you to today. Every plan you make together becomes a reason to ignore the evidence in front of you. After all, why would someone planning a future with you be destroying the present? Your hopes become chains, and your dreams become the very things that keep you trapped in a nightmare.